college football games for 2 weeks. So, see right here, we'll be talking about week 8 and week 9. Okay, so here's all the games right here. Decent amount, probably about half the teams, maybe about a quarter of the teams will be on the bye week this week. So, let's talk about some football because I love football. Okay, I'll probably only preview like the Power 4 games, maybe even some important like Group of 5 games for games I think could be interesting or really good. So Tuesday, October 14th, we have FIU at Western Kentucky. FIU, they're usually not a good team in the Group of 5, and Western Kentucky, they're always a solid team, winning about 8 or 9 games a season. The next up, we have New Mexico State at Liberty. Liberty, they're always a solid college football team. They kind of fell off this past season. Mason Auburn fans said, football, War Eagle. Yes, War Eagle. Then New Mexico State, they fell off too. They went to the CUSA Championship a few years ago, like in 2023, but they believe they lost. Damian Potter said, yo, sup? How you doing, Damian? The next one, we have Arkansas State at South Alabama. South Alabama, they were a decent team. I know they scored 87 points to Northwestern State, which Northwestern State, they're not a good football team. In Arkansas State, they're usually like an average team, winning 4 to 6, maybe 7 or 8 games a season. Then Wednesday, we have Delaware at Jacksonville State. Delaware, they're a new addition to the Group of 5. They were in like the FCS this past season, but now they moved up to the Group of 5 from FCS to FBS. Mason Auburn fan said, I want Auburn to win it all, but we probably ain't gonna. I hope so too in basketball, but I doubt it. Florida's a really good team. Jacksonville State, they won the CUSA Championship this past season. Shout out to Jacksonville State. I live about 2 hours from their campus. Then we got UTEP at Sam Houston. UTEP, they're usually not a good team. Sam Houston, they had a pretty good year this past year, won like 9 or 10 games, which this will be their 3rd year in the FBS. They moved up from the FCS to the FBS. They're in Group of 5 conference. Thursday, we only have 1 game. It's Tulsa at East Carolina. East Carolina, they fell off. They went 3-9. Tulsa, usually not a good team in the Group of 5. On Friday, here's an interesting game. Louisville at Miami. The Hurricanes. They have Carson Beck at quarterback, and Louisville, they're getting Miller Moss, a quarterback from USC. Timothy said, hey, dude, Louisiana Raging Cajuns fan here. I love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Raging Cajuns should be pretty good this year. Then we got North Kakalaki at Cal. I know Miami almost lost to Cal this past year. They played at Cal. They barely won that game. They should have lost. Their defense was playing terrible that game. Kakalaki, they're getting Bill Belichick at head coach. Okay, let's go down. Here's all the Saturday games right here. Good amount of games to watch. Okay, see, we got West Virginia at UCF. Those are 2 average teams that'll be playing at each other. Then UNLV, Boise State, like better Group of 5 teams. They both went to a big Mountain West Conference Championship game, but Boise State, they beat UNLV twice this past season. Okay, then let's see, scroll on down till we find a good game. Coastal Carolina, Appalachian State, that'll be a pretty good game. Let's see over here. Troy at ULM, that'll be a decent game. Texas Tech, Arizona State, that'll be a great game. Arizona State, they're losing the Cam Scatterboo. And Texas Tech, they'll be a solid team this next season. Let's see if I already went through some of the games. Okay. Southern Miss at Louisiana. Louisiana, they'll probably win, but Southern Miss, I know they're getting Marshall's head coach. Like, half the Marshall team transferred to Southern Mississippi. Okay, let's see. We got Army at Tulane. That'll be a really good Group of 5 game. I know Army, they were a pretty good team this past year. Only lost like 1 or 2 games. I know they lost to Navy and Notre Dame. Then we got Tulane, which they will be a solid team. We got Memphis at UAB. Okay, UTSA at North Texas. Okay, scroll on down till we get a Group of 5 game, or Group of 4, I should say. We got Utah at BYU. That will be a pretty good game. Utah, they start off strong this past year. They start off like 4-0, and they finished 5-7. Very disappointing. BYU, they're a really good team. They only lost like 2 games this past season. They went 11-2. They beat Colorado in the Alamo Bowl, 36-14. We've got Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, Washington State at Virginia. That's a weird game. We got Texas A&M at Arkansas. I know they're not playing the game in Dallas anymore. Or I should say Arlington. But that'll be a really good game. Maryland, UCLA, Michigan State at Indiana. That'll be a solid game. Beach VR said win. Sports Kid, War Eagle. Yes, War Eagle. We got Ohio State. I should say the Ohio State at Wisconsin. We got Oregon and Rutgers. Penn State at Iowa. Those are 3 trap games right there. Purdue at Northwestern. Washington, Minnesota. Nebraska, Minnesota. There's a lot of pretty good Big Ten games. Let's go down to SEC play. We got Tennessee at Alabama. That'll be a solid game. Bama, they should get better, even though they are losing Jalen Mildew at quarterback, which he's leaving for the NFL draft. He could come back another year, but he's a junior, and he decided he'll just move on to the NFL. He'd be a great running back, though. Hemsworth said War Eagle. War Eagle. We got Ole Miss at Georgia. I know Ole Miss, they upset Georgia's past year and rushed the field on them. But Georgia, they should be better, even though they are losing Carson Beck at quarterback. He is leaving for the U, Miami. But they are getting Gunnar Stockton quarterback. And he showed some promise this past season in the SEC Championship when he led the game-winning drive to beat Texas to become SEC champions and get an automatic bid to college football playoffs. Got Mississippi State and Florida. That should be a decent game for like the first half. Baylor or TCU, that'll be a really good game. 2 solid teams who won 8 and 9 games this past season. Timothy said, interesting game. On September 13th, Louisiana is at Missouri. Both head coaches have history with each other. Louisiana coach Des was an offensive assistant in 2019 with Missouri coach Eli Drinkwitz. Yeah, that'll be a really good game. It should be. Hopefully, it'll be like a close game. I want to see it upset. That's what I want to see. Let's see, we got Texas and Kentucky. That won't be a trap game. Kentucky, they stuck with Texas this past year, but they just couldn't finish a game, and they lost to Texas. Timothy said, was head coach at Appalachian State. I did not know that. So we got South Kakalaki and Oklahoma. And now South Kakalaki, when they played Oklahoma this year, they scored 3 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes. They went up 21-0 at Oklahoma. We got LSU at Vanderbilt. I could see Vanderbilt win this game versus LSU because they did beat Bama this past season, which Bama's defense, they was not playing that great that game. Jalen Milroe, he threw a pick 6, which wasn't really his fault, but it's still intercepted. And Vanderbilt, well, they have Diego Pavia returning a quarterback. He got granted another year of eligibility by the NCAA. We got Mizzou at Auburn. Let's go, Auburn. I went to Auburn-Missouri game in 2022. Missouri, they're about to kick the game-winning field goal. They missed it, so I went to overtime. Hemsworth said, how's LSU ranked 8? Gal, I don't understand that. They should be ranked like 18. That would fit better for them because they went 9-4. But anyways, the Auburn-Missouri game with the halftime. Auburn, we made a field goal, take a 17-14 lead. Then Missouri, they were about to score a game-winning touchdown, but the guy dropped the ball in the end zone. Auburn won. The stadium was going nuts. So was I. We got USC at Notre Dame, SMU, Clemson. That'll be a really good game. ACC championship game rematch. We got Georgia Tech at the Dukies, FSU at Stanford, Pittsburgh at Syracuse, UConn at Boston College, Arizona at Houston. That'll be a solid game. And Akron at Ball State. And we got one more week to talk about before we move on. Okay. Timothy said, LSU is ranked based on tradition. I live in Louisiana, and it's a money thing to sell tickets for the Clemson game to open the season. Yes, usually LSU, they always start their games on the Sunday, and they always lose their opening games. Like, they lost to Florida State a few years ago, 24-23, on a blocked extra point. Hemsworth said, and then Texas is ranked 2. Yes, they're losing Quinn Ewers at quarterback, but it's probably because they have Arch Manning coming in at quarterback. Let's see, LSU, their next season, they also lost to Florida State on opening season. This past year, they lost to USC and Las Vegas. So here's Tuesday. We've got Kennesaw State at Florida Atlantic, Western Kentucky at Louisiana Tech. Wednesday, October 22nd, Middle Tennessee at Delaware, Missouri State, and New Mexico State. Those are 2 new teams to FBS playing on Wednesday, Delaware and Missouri State. Okay, then Thursday, South Alabama at Georgia State. Friday, North Texas. I went by their stadium like last month at Charlotte, and Cal at Virginia Tech. So now we move down to the Saturday games. Okay. Here it is. See, open off, we got Toledo, Washington State. Toledo, they're usually a decent group of 5 team. Okay, we got Oklahoma State at Texas Tech. That should be a decent game. Either it'll be a really close game or it'll be a blowout. No in-betweens. TCU at West Virginia, Boise State and Nevada. Could be a trap game for Boise State. They are losing to Ashton Jeanty, a running back. Okay, let's see. Games down here. Colorado State at Wyoming, San Diego State at Fresno State, Utah State and New Mexico. Those are some Mountain West games. ULM at Southern Mississippi. I went to a ULM game this past year. or watch Auburn destroy them and Peyton Thorne throw 5 touchdowns in ULM. We got Houston and Arizona State. I could see Houston win that game, and I could see Arizona State win that game. We got Louisiana and Troy. Shout out to Troy and Louisiana. Hemsworth said, Boise is ranked 24. What in the world is going on? I'm not sure. This is like a projection for the top 25. See, we got FAU at Navy, USF at Memphis. That could be a pretty good game. Jackson Williams said, hey, baby. Hey, Jackson. Let's see. We got Kansas State at Kansas. That'd be a really good game. I mean, this past year, Kansas State, they won a thriller versus Kansas. Levi the GOAT, 87-15, said, hey, Levi. Okay, then let's see what we got after that. Colorado at Utah. Could be a 50-50 game because Colorado, they are losing Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. In Utah, their quarterback, like their 20th year quarterback, Cam Rising, he's coming back. He's like 100 years old. He's still playing for Utah. Levi the GOAT, 8715, said, what do you think Auburn's record is going to be? Probably be like anywhere from like 5-7 to 8-4. I hope we win the Natty. That won't happen. I wish. Yeah, let's see. Illinois, Washington, that'll be a decent game. Auburn, Arkansas. Let's go Auburn. I know Arkansas beat us in our own stadium this past year, 24-14. Last time we beat Arkansas in our own stadium was in 2020. Let's see. Jackson said Ohio State is so much better than TCU. Let's see. Levi Goat 8715 said nope. Okay, let's see. We got Michigan and Michigan State. I mean, that could be a really close game. This past year, Michigan won. We got Minnesota, Iowa, Northwestern, and Nebraska. Rutgers and Purdue, UCLA, and Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan. Those are some DC games coming out of the Big Ten. Not a great schedule for a Big Ten. They're usually always an average conference every single year. Even though people are acting like the SEC is overrated because they haven't won a Natty in 2 years. And that's how you know that the SEC is the best conference in college football. We got Texas A&M at LSU. Texas A&M, they were losing to LSU's past year at one point, but then they put in their new freshman quarterback, and he just lit LSU up. Okay, let's see. We got Ole Miss at Oklahoma. That could be a pretty good game. Oklahoma, they lost to Ole Miss this past year at Ole Miss 26-14. Alabama at South Kakalaki. Also 50-50 game, South Kakalaki. They should beat Bama, but they did not. We got Tennessee at Kentucky. Okay, that will be a decent game. I mean, that could be a trap game, in my opinion. Like this past year, where Georgia almost lost at Kentucky. They only won by like 1 point. I think it's like 13-12. Hemsworth said, are you going to Auburn game? I don't know at this point in time. I wanted to go to Auburn game. I didn't go this past year, but I really want to go to Auburn game. Or no, I did go to Auburn game this past year. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking about the 2023 season. Why I didn't go? Because I was playing football that year. We got BYU at Iowa State. That'll be a great game. Texas and Mississippi State, that won't be a trap game. Mizzou at Vanderbilt. Boston College at Louisville. Syracuse at Georgia Tech. Stanford at Miami. Virginia at North Kakalaki. Mike Nintendo Master said hello. Hey, how you doing, Mike? Let's see, we got NC State at Pittsburgh. SMU, Wake Forest, that could be a trap game. Wake Forest, they should be getting better this next season, even though they were terrible the past year. Let's see, Baylor at Cincinnati. And last up, Western Michigan and Miami, Ohio. So that's it for those games. So this video will be over soon. I just got done talking about the 2 weeks of football. But I might preview, let's see. I should preview someone's schedule. No, I'll save that for video later tonight. So I'll probably try to do another live stream about 8 p.m. tonight. So I'll see y'all later. Or Mike said, go Lana. Beach VR said, the sports kid is the GOAT. You know what? Let's keep on doing a live stream. Gar's still on here, so let's do a live stream. Okay, who should I preview? I haven't done this year. Hemsworth said, do you think that North Carolina will be good this year? I think they will be. They'll be a hit or miss. They'll go like either 11-1 or 3-9. No in betweens. I mean, they're a hit and miss team with Billy Chick. So let's preview some football schedules. Let's go to Big Ten. Let's see. Well, let me do that. Here, I'll just look it up. Let's see. Michigan football schedule. Oh, well, let me look that up. And now let's preview Michigan's schedule for this next season. I won't be looking 2024. I'll be looking at 2025. Timothy said, I hope Auburn wins the basketball championship. Just 2 games left to win, I guess, hopefully. Okay. Here's Michigan's schedule. April 19th, they got the spring game. Here's all the games right on here. And there's the Ohio State playing at Michigan again. Okay. Starting off August 30th in New Mexico. That'll probably be a win. This won't be like a prediction, but this will be like previewing each game. Okay, we got Michigan, Oklahoma. That'll be a solid game. That'll be a great game. That'll probably be a primetime game at Oklahoma. Hopefully Oklahoma wins, but that'll be a really good game. We got Central Michigan. That will be a cupcake. Colin said, I hope Auburn dominates this year in football. Yes, hopefully. We have Kim Coleman, wide receiver. Keandre Lambert-Smith. No, he's leaving. Then let's see who else we got. Perry Thompson. He was a freshman. Same for Kim Coleman. Okay. We also have Malcolm Simmons. Let's see. We got at Nebraska trap game. The in-between bye week. They're playing at home again versus Wisconsin. At USC. That'll be a really good game. This will be an average game. They're playing at home versus Washington at Michigan State. Ham Schwartz said look at Clemson. I'll try to look at some teams' schedules. I won't look at all of them. Might do a live stream later tonight, maybe 8 or 9 p.m. Beach VR said, and Duke Knight, yes, 5-star freshman. He's really good. Do also have Jackson Arnold coming in at transfer portal. So you playing at Michigan State. That'll be a trap game at home versus Purdue. That'll probably be a win. Colin said, Eric Singleton Jr., number portal. Receiver 2, yes. He came out of Georgia Tech. I believe he's the 4-star recruit from transfer portal. Let's scroll down. After Purdue game, got a bye week, then at Northwestern, then at Maryland, home versus the Ohio State, the national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes. That'll be a really good game. So that's all for Michigan schedule preview. So I say we could look at the Ohio States. Okay. See, April 12th, 11 a.m. Central Time, we have Ohio State spring game. Colin said, who has the hardest schedule? I'm not sure right now. It could be Florida. That's what I'm guessing. They usually got a hard schedule each year. They had a really hard schedule this past year. Played like 8 or 9 ranked teams and still managed to win 8 games. Just impressive for Florida. Okay, first game Ohio State has next season. They're playing at home versus Texas in the college football playoff rematch. I know Ohio State, they ended Texas this season. Colin said thumbs up. Owen said War Eagle. Yes, War Eagle. Then a home versus Grambling State. Then a home versus Ohio. That's 3 straight home games. But guess what? They have a bye week. Beach VR said check the Penn State schedule. Okay, I need to make sure. Yeah, there's Penn State down there. They're playing at Washington. Could be a trap game. I doubt it. At home versus Minnesota. Minnesota usually like a decent team each season. Then at Illinois, trap game. At Wisconsin, at home versus, or I should say, bye week. Then at home versus Penn State. That is a rough 3 games. I'd hate to be an Ohio State fan. I could see them lose one of those games. Not 2, just 1 or 0. Okay, that's it. Owen said, do you think Auburn can beat Florida? Yeah, I think so. I think any team can win the national championship this year. This is just how great like the teams right now in the Final Four are. Okay, then at Purdue, the home versus UCLA, at home versus Rutgers, and at Michigan. Yeah, that'll be a really hard game. Now let's go look at Penn State. Okay, April 26th, we have the Penn State home, or I should say spring game. But now here's a home game at home versus Nevada. I know Nevada, they almost beat SMU this past season. Like, I was watching that game. I'm not sure how SMU, like, they almost lost that game. After that SMU-Nevada game, I said SMU, they're not going to be that great this year. And guess what? They made the playoffs. Bad prediction by me. Then, see, at home versus FIU, at home versus Villanova. Then by week, at home versus Oregon. That probably be college game day that week. Then at UCLA, that could be a trap game. Then Northwestern at Iowa. Then on the bye week, then at Ohio State. Colin said, I love you, sports kid. Yeah, thanks for watching my content. Okay, home versus Indiana. Then at Michigan State, home versus Nebraska, and at Rutgers. So That's a decent schedule. And see, let's look at the guaranteed wins. Not prediction video. Okay, Nevada, FIU, Villanova, guaranteed. I guess over here, those are guaranteed wins. Like, you have a 0% chance of losing those games. I'd say for these next games, you have about an 80% chance and above to win. I'd say that would be at Iowa, at UCLA, Northwestern, at Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers. So that's like, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6 games right there. So that's already 9-3. Colin said War Eagle. Then here's the games that you could lose. At home versus Oregon, at the Ohio State. Wait, I skipped Indiana. Yeah, you're beating Indiana, Penn State. Okay. Colin said, are you single? I don't have a girlfriend. I did a spring formal with one, like, 2 weeks ago. Okay, let's see. I've looked at the Ohio State schedule, Michigan, and Penn State. So, let's go through all the great Big Ten teams. Let's look at Oregon next. Okay. An Oregon spring game is on April 26th. Then, on their home game, Montana State, August 30th. Oklahoma State at Northwestern. Oregon State at Penn State. That'll be a hard game. Beach VR said, I think if Auburn hustle and get offensive and defensive rebounds this time, they will beat Florida last time we did it. And if we play hard enough, yes, that's a key factor for Auburn. Then after Penn State game, a bye week at home versus Indiana, at Rutgers, at home versus Wisconsin, a bye week. Then coming off a bye week, they're playing at Iowa. Trap game, early November. The late November games at Washington is also in between those. Iowa and Washington games, Minnesota and USC at home. So let's look at guaranteed wins. Montana State, Oklahoma State, at Northwestern, Oregon State. I'm calling those guaranteed. Like, that's how confident I am in Oregon. Let's see. I would say Minnesota and USC are guaranteed wins, but those first 4 games guaranteed, starting off 4-0. Let's see. Let's look at games. I probably say you have about an 80% chance to win. I'd say at Rutgers, Wisconsin, Indiana, at Iowa, Minnesota, USC, and at Washington. So 4 guaranteed wins. So let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you're probably getting to playoffs again, Oregon. Then you're also playing at Penn State. That's the hardest game in your schedule. I mean, look at Oregon's schedule. How's this even a real schedule? Okay, Montana State, Oklahoma State, at Northwestern, Oregon State, at Penn State. That's finally a hard game. Indiana, at Rutgers, Wisconsin, at Iowa, Minnesota, USC, and at Washington. If I was an Auburn fan, I would kill to have the schedule. Not actually, but I'd love to have the schedule. I mean, how's this even a real schedule? No Ohio State, Michigan's on here. This is the last schedule we'll look at for this video. I'll probably talk about some more Big Ten schedules in a separate video. Here's Indiana. They're playing their home game on Thursday, April 17th for a spring game. Let's see, Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, guaranteed wins. Illinois, at Iowa, at Oregon, Michigan State, UCLA, at Maryland, at Penn State, Wisconsin, bye week, then at Purdue. Like, this is a harder schedule, but those first 3 games guaranteed. I don't know how you can even keep those games within 30 points. So just like the games, you probably have about an 80% chance to win. I say at Iowa, Michigan State, UCLA, at Maryland, Wisconsin. No, I want to say 80% because Indiana, they are losing Curtis Rourke at quarterback. But those could be maybe over 50% chance to win, like at Iowa, Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Wisconsin, and at Purdue. And for hard games, yeah, at Penn State and Oregon, also Illinois. Don't sleep on Illinois. They're a really good team. But that'll be it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to The Sports Kid. I'll see y'all later.